Welcome ladies and gents, I'm Voidude, and
Warning, this video contains high volumes of hopium as well as graphic scenes of movie violence that some viewers may find disturbing.
this is a list of my most anticipated features coming to Star Citizen. Hopefully in the near future. The criteria for items on this list are simply that they exist on the roadmap and are not currently in the alpha as we know it. Nothing else. I'm excluding server meshing and quantum simulation,
optimizing the threading and resource locking, which wound up increasing performance by more than 2 orders of magnitude.
as these are so critical to the project's true vision that they both simultaneously occupy position 0 in my mind. Now, let's begin.
Remember, you were warned about the hopium and the graphic movie violence.
Solar bursts are dangerous natural disasters that happen regularly around older stars like Pyro. In these instances, the sun erupts with a high-energy particle wave generated from its surface, traveling at 15% the speed of light throughout the entire star system. This dangerous high-energy particle wave can be avoided by hiding behind other objects that are big enough. This and other types of natural disasters, hopefully not just limited to Pyro, could make for some amazing gameplay occurrences in systems where you might expect such disasters to occur. You can imagine being part of a mining operation. Perhaps you're busy deploying a handheld device on an asteroid when all of a sudden the star flares up, bringing an insane sense of urgency as you're forced to decide, should you hide behind the asteroid you're at and forget about your ship, maybe call for transport after the blast, or spacewalk, or rather space run back to your ship as fast as possible to try and save it yourself from the blast. The situations events like this could place you in could be incredibly dire and provide gameplay where you need to correct a potentially situation that you hadn't even planned for. Destructible environments. This feature will allow individual pieces of foliage to be destroyed, and this can also be used to populate a destruction map to record data about ecosystem destruction. Now, when I first came across this deliverable on the progress tracker, I thought it was a bit far-fetched. Star Citizen already promises much, and already has many promises to deliver on. But back then, when I first read about this feature, footage and news of the bombs that the A2 Herculeses could drop started coming out. After witnessing the glorious destruction these Moabs or mother of all bombs are capable of, this feature just started to make more sense to me. It would make the impact of explosions more immersive and real, as they affect the elements in their blast radius. Obviously in this particular feature's case, limited foliage, but I truly hope we get to witness its implementation soon. And maybe one day we'll even see terrain deformation or destructible building assets. Zero-G push and pull, adding the ability for the player to traverse surfaces in Zero-G by pushing and pulling with their hands. This will come into play when the player is wearing an EVA suit without thrusters, or if thrusters are turned off. I believe it's been stated that EVA suits will eventually have a limited capacity of fuel to provide thrust for the players to easily maneuver about when going for a spacewalk. The dream here is that eventually there are enough systemic reasons or missions to place you in these precarious situations, when it becomes necessary to be as smart with your suit's fuel as possible or face dire circumstances. Personally, I cannot wait for the day when I have a friend in a ship with me. Perhaps something goes wrong that requires a quick external repair, like some maintenance on an externally placed relay or something like that. I ask him to EV out for a quick fix. Once he's done, I quantum away, leaving him stranded in the black.
Hilarious!
AI Planetary Navigation. First pass at a system that allows NPCs to move on planetary surfaces using a dynamically generated navigation mesh. This will efficiently process planetary terrain and objects to prioritize the processing of the environment around the players into NavMesh, allowing us to use all the existing functionalities on planets. This is a big one. Aside from having human NPCs on planet surfaces going about their business, this would perhaps augment the current bunker mission logic with guards or outlaws stationed at outpost exteriors, hopefully utilizing the mounted weapons outside to prevent player incursion. Elements surrounding this feature's release could hopefully include the highly anticipated implementation of alien creatures roaming about planet surfaces, such as the boreal stalker that is to exist within the tundras of Microtech, or the fabled storm wolves, giant space whales gently floating among the clouds of Crusader. Hopefully, these will have associated gameplay released alongside them. I know what you're thinking. As soon as this feature finally makes it into the game, the first thing you'll do is pretend you're Captain Ahab and ram your Corsair straight into a space Moby Dick. You know, to see how much space whale blubber sells for at Everest. Eventually, I'd love to see more horrific alien species appear around the verse. We know CIG likes to adapt concepts from popular sci-fi movie culture, so xenomorph-inspired aliens or the Thing-inspired aliens lurking around derelicts one day might not be too far-fetched. Physical damage and breakability, making use of the physics engine to create a system that looks and behaves realistically when large objects such as ships are damaged by weaponry or colliding with other ships, locations, or planets. Now, I'm not certain if this is the same feature as the renowned physicalized armor system, which promises to allocate an armor value to ship hulls and simulate projectile damage to itself and components, so ultimately ships take damage in a more accurate and realistic way, which leads to systemic problems or failures, such as life support going off, or a power plant absorbing too much laser fire and going critical, or enough hull damage causing rapid decompression. Ultimately, the consensus I've seen around the community is that this would cause ships to be disabled more often than being outright destroyed, because there would no longer be an arbitrary chassis hit point system. This feature in particular might be separate to all of that. Instead, just utilize Star Citizen's impressive physics system to change the way ships look and behave when they explode or collide with other objects or ships. Let me know in the comments if I'm terribly wrong about this and I've got them confused. I would honestly love to know. I would also love to see features like this expanded into the player character and suit armor systems. Imagine the potential visual masterpiece that could be getting headshots in zero-gravity FPS space combat as helmets shatter upon the impact of a P6LR sniper round. The head inside having terrible things happen to it as it suddenly decompresses from the new hole it's been given.
Damn, dude, okay, calm down.
Okay, sorry, moving on. Quantum travel experience, updating quantum travel mechanics to move players in a more physically realistic way and improve the general QT experience, adjusting how spooling/calibrating, interdictions, and entering/exiting work. It's no secret that the current implementation of quantum travel leaves a lot to be desired. From the drive sometimes not engaging once spooled,
They fixed that.
to the fact that you need to manually calibrate and jump to so many points just to get from A to B. Anything that improves on this system
And the star map.
would be a huge welcome. Hopefully this feature includes the ability to simply plot a course, spool up, and the computer of your ship does the rest of the work. Salvage T0. All backend tech tasks related to creating the first pass of the salvage feature that will be used in future location and mission updates. Whoa, salvage, the feature that is always 2 years away.
Shut up, boy, dude. Salvage is just around the corner.
This contains an entire gameplay loop, so to say it would be exciting to finally get this in the game would be an understatement. Hopefully one day you'll be able to rock up after a huge organization's battle and pick apart the leftovers in your reclaimers and vultures, and make some decent profit depending on the quality of the leftover components and scrap you're able to procure. Hopefully your scrappy gains could even be taken to a Musk endeavor one day, where the parts could be fixed up and overclocked, and then sold for even more profit. Resource management. This system will handle resources for stations, settlements, cities, and other locations. It will unlock engineering station gameplay for ships, letting players manage power, CPU, fuel, shields, coolant, etc. While I believe the first part of this deliverable is a bit vague,
What does it mean? Are they resource nodes? Can I have a factory?
the second part is indeed the dream. What many players want out of this game: to yell at your engineer for more power as you scramble during a space combat against pirates, to desperately stay alive long enough to escape and or counterattack by hopefully having a decent gameplay system in place to make multi-crew combat engaging, interesting, and most of all, fun. Map and radar system rework, an overhaul of the underlying system and associated UI for the star map, radar, local area map, and mini-map. Ah, the star map. This is where many of the people who I invited to come play Star Citizen with me and used to call me a friend would give up on the game and rather go tear their own fingernails off with rusty pliers than use the star map for a moment longer.
Ow, ow, my fingers.
This feature cannot arrive soon enough. It remains a barrier for so many new potential citizens on a regular basis. I cannot wait to see what we will get to replace the current system, as I believe features like this might lead the way to more engaging command and conquer style gameplay, opening up roles for fleet admirals or captains having real-time map information at their disposal to command fully crewed ships to war.
Damn, dude, he's up on the hopium. You're gonna die.
Cargo system refactor. Refactor to allow both found and purchased cargo to be picked up, moved around, and placed into the cargo grid of a ship. Now, for me personally, this is the most exciting feature coming to Star Citizen. No, not because I want to be a lame-ass cargo hauler,
Just joking.
but because I want to prey on lame-ass cargo haulers.
I promise I'm joking. Cargo hoarding is a valid career choice.
This feature might open up true and proper piracy
Not griefing.
as a valid gameplay loop and provide opportunity and excitement for both sides of the law. Hopefully this refactor of cargo related gameplay comes with an honest overhaul of how the economy works, and that there will be decent profits to be made by transferring goods from A to B, with risk gameplay and reward gameplay in between. This is huge for so many players, and hopefully CIG will get us there soon. Well, that's it for my list of most anticipated features for Star Citizen. No one can argue that Star Citizen has not had its fair share of problems and controversies surrounding its lengthy development over the years. I was going to tackle some of these issues that myself and many members of the community have surrounding this project.
No one cares what you have to say, Void Dude.
But it ended up making this video way too long, and not everyone enjoys long videos, so I'll save my thoughts for another time. However, I do wish to convey that while I am a huge fan of this project, and it drove me to start this ridiculous YouTube channel, I strongly believe that we as a community need to be constructively critical, not rude, obnoxious, or demeaning of what CIG put out to us. Just healthy, constructive criticism. Yes, the game can be frustrating. Yes, some design decisions make no sense. Yes, marketing hype gets in the way of reality sometimes, but look at the ecosystem of the game development industry at the moment. My hot take is that we should actually count ourselves lucky that Star Citizen even exists in the first place. I salute all the devs involved in this amazing project, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this epic space game. Please have an amazing 2022 and good luck. I'm happy to be along for the ride, and I'm happy that you are too. What did you think of my list? Am I talking pie in the sky horse shit and the hopium has gotten the better of me, or is this stuff achievable within a decent time frame? What are your most anticipated features? I would really love to hear from you. Please remember to blast the subscribe button with a .50 caliber ballistic coda pistol round, and gently caress the like button if you liked this video. Thanks for watching. See you around the verse. Cheers.